Okay, we return to historic no ban list gameplay today with the no ban Grixis Delver list. This is another self brew of mine, but it's hopefully going to be a good one. So here's what we got today. If you've seen my Jeskai Delver video, you'll know kind of generally what the Delver archetype is, which is loosely speaking, it is just a bunch of low-cost creatures and spells. You kind of just want to be able to get a couple of creatures on the board, control the game with your low CMC spells, and then eventually snowball advantage till the point where you can just overrun your opponent. So if we take a look here, we have the classics. We got DRC, we have Delver of Secrets, we got Ragavan, Nimble Pilferer. Ragavan, of course, coming off of the ban list here. He is a 1 mana who can just come down for 2 and then every turn give you a little bit of mana advantage if he connects, and also card advantage from your opponent's deck. Or he can be dashed if you need to have something that is a little bit more, if you're against an open field but don't have a Ragavan in play already. Now that we're in black in Grixis, we actually get to play Orcish Bowmasters, which already was a very strong card in normal historic gameplay. But we also get it now. And so what changes with Grixis as we move over from Jeskai? Well, we get Thoughtseize now. We're going to lose a lot of our damage-based things like Lightning Helix. We lose our Reprieves. We lose our Swords to Plowshares. And what generally happens when you go from like the Jeskai in general, that area, when you move from there, you have a lot less exile and damage-based effects, but you get a lot of proactive hand hate in black. So obviously we get to pull in Thoughtseize here, another all-star 1 mana card. Hasn't been banned yet. We'll see. That's a joke. Memory Lapse also makes an appearance in this deck along with Counterspell. And we have 2 Demonic Tutors to find either the cards we need or one of our higher CMC finishers that we play one of. Snapcaster Mage is back because we have a lot of lower CMC spells that we want to reuse. And as opposed to the Jeskai build, we're actually venturing up past 2 CMC here. We're running a 1 of Kaido Shizuki. He's just generally a pretty good card because he comes in, he hides himself, he makes a blocker or an attacker, and then when he comes back in, you get to draw a card for pretty much each turn as long as your opponent didn't deal with that ninja. So Kaido Shizuki, kind of an annoying card for your opponent to deal with. If we get enough mana, we might as well just search him out with our Demonic Tutors, or just draw into him naturally with our DRC Surveils. And, then we'll just have a problem for our opponent to deal with. Another thing that we can do is grab a Shieldred. We are in a format where everyone can play Brainstorm, so if we're in a mirror match against any one of the Jeskai, or any one of the blue using Delver variants, then we'll probably be able to play a Shieldred somewhere down the line and rack up a bunch of utility against these Brainstorm players. Obviously the same is true for Orcish Bowmasters. So we're kind of running, this tried and true combo here. I'm running just 1 Shieldred here because, if you had 4 of them, that just becomes a dead draw. And when we're running such a low curve and we want to just stay ahead of our opponents, that's going to be kind of a problem for us. Finally, the other thing that we have is Unmoored Ego. Because we are in a format that allows for a lot of combos with your Dark Rituals and things like that. Obviously, Dark Ritual would work in this deck, but because we're playing such a low curve, having 3 black doesn't really help us that much, except to cast a Shieldred. You will see that card in a future video of mine, do not worry, but just not in this deck. But because there's a lot of things like Dark Ritual that can power out combos, you have Channel as well, that's another big one. There's Tybalt's Trickery, things like that. So we have Unmoored Ego to deal with those cards. How this is going to work is it's basically the same thing as Kaido Shizuki. We can find it somewhere down the line with Demonic Tutor, so we essentially are running 3 copies of it, if you think about it. And this will hopefully be able to clip our opponent's combo out from under them. And if it's just a fair matchup, maybe we can take one of their good cards out and make them have to operate on, an axis with no counter spells where we have them. So that's more or less the plan here. We have a bunch of small things to be annoying. Orcish Bowmasters will hopefully draw us a bunch of cards, and then eventually we'll get to cast one of our beaters and take the game. Should be a pretty fun one here. Love me some Grixis, that's for sure. Before we hop into these games, if you have been enjoying the content on the channel and want to see some more of this historic no ban list gameplay, make sure to subscribe, if you're new here, and if you are not new here and you're a returning subscriber to the channel, first off, thank you for being here. And second off, you can further show your support by making a comment on the video or by liking it. Both are free and easy. With that being said, let's hop into some games here. Let's go. All right, let's get it. This is round 1. We have a turn 2 Delver. We are not able to cast Counterspell. I think we gotta get rid of this one. We have a very risky keep potential here. We need to find our other 2 colors in order to do pretty much anything, but we do have a Brainstorm to do it. I am going to be very bold here and take this one. Question is, do I want to take DRC or Ragavan? I think if I look at this hand, we have Creature, Instant, Sorcery, Land. Obviously, the land is going to be played, so we really have just 3 things that could end up in the graveyard, but that already almost turns on DRC. Plus, the Surveil is going to help us find our next land, hopefully. Well, once we find red, hopefully that'll help us find our black land. So this is fine. Our opponent gets to start first, which is a little annoying. They kept 7, so it's fine. Sacred Peaks, just a tap land. We do find our red right off the rip, so maybe I just want to go ahead and shock a Steam Vent in for DRC, and we can start filtering for lands. Thoughtseize will be stronger the earlier in the game that we can cast it, so obviously going to be trying to find black mana as a priority here. Oh, so this is Hammer, sure. So we can kill whatever they try to equip it to. And if we find black mana right now, we can Thoughtseize. So if I go out on a limb and try to Brainstorm, okay, you know what, we'll have Thoughtseize next turn. So I think I need to hold on to this Lightning Bolt for sure. We're going to fetch our black here. There's our black mana. We have 2 basics left in the deck. We'll swing in here because I know they're not going to want to trade with Kemba's Outfitter. They need to have a creature. I'd be surprised if they trade it. Wow. I mean, I'm down, sure. That is fine for me. So we have Brainstorm on their end step, or Lightning Bolt a creature. Another tap land. Oh, so that's not what I thought this was. You got it. Or Mirrodin makes a creature, right? We'll bolt it. Alright. We are no fun here. Here's a Thoughtseize. Alright, what are you doing? Bunch of Mirrodin stuff. That's cool. Let's see. They have 3 mana, so let's probably just take the War Whip here. Don't care about Planar Disruption, really. And then following turn, we have Bowmasters to take out whatever they make. And we also have Brainstorm on their end step. So this is probably just the 2 for Mirrodin creatures, I think. Alright, you got it. You resolve. Alright, they have a 3-1. Now what happens? Another for Mirrodin. So they're going to have 6 power on the board. Oh, this is a slightly different one. First strike, trample, +1, -1. Got it. Alright, Brainstorm will take a... I was going to say we would have taken a Lightning Bolt if we had found it. I don't really want to have Counterspell right now. Bowmasters deals with one of these things. Ragavan's not really worth a dash right now. Especially because that thing has first strike. I would like to put a Ragavan on the battlefield, though. Let's get rid of the Fabled Passage, or at least just like leave it there for a sec. I guess I could have shuffled away with Fabled Passage. So do I want to shuffle away Counterspell then is the question. I have 1 blue. I think I have a 2nd blue in the library, so I could fetch that. I think as is, though, it'll just be a Ragavan play. We'll put this untapped and then hold up our Bowmasters. I'm not really sure if this deck is going to be drawing a bunch of cards. Oh, they might just Planar Disruption Ragavan. I didn't really think about that. I think Ragavan's not a bad one to have it on. They could put it on my Orc army, and that would kind of be a problem until I Swords to Plowshares it. But I actually am not playing Swords to Plowshares in this deck, so I think if they had done that, it would have been a problem. Okay, so Battle Hymn, sure. This might allow them to attack in, which means I could potentially just get a trade all around here. Oh, except that's not the case because that thing has First Strike. Okay. Well, kind of wishing I had shuffled away the Fabled Passage. They are afraid of an ambush here for that 3-1. Nope, now they're not. Okay, here's Bowmasters anyway. We'll take that out, and we will take our 2. Now we have Fabled Passage here. I guess I'll just fetch right away. I would like to have blue. We do like our counter spells on this deck, in this channel. And I will at least attack in with the Bowmasters. If they're gonna like do something crazy with their other guy, I am just going to block with my 1/1. So that thing probably just sits on Bowmaster. This doesn't really do much, does it? Planar Disruption. Yeah, no activated abilities, and the only thing that would matter is attacking and blocking. So yeah, not really a thing that Orcish Bowmasters does well. It's not worth a counterspell in my mind. So my opponent should just be putting everything onto that little 2/2. Sure. So this is a situation where I think they just need to be equipping these, right? It's essentially free. There they go. And there's the final one. So it's a 4-1. Oh, wait a sec. That's actually kind of funny. Okay, so what do we want to do here? We can just snap our Brainstorm back. Start getting ahead. Thought Seize is not useful right now. Then we don't really need 2 counterspells, so I'll put counterspell back. Counterspell can go on top, and then we'll put in a tapped Blood Crypt, swing in for 1. Alright, now our opponent needs to find a creature, otherwise they're going to be taking 3 a turn until they die. Even if they do find something, we can memory lapse it, and then counterspell it. Seems like it's a kill spell. Yeah, that makes sense. They kicked it, so I will just send it back to hand. Or to Toppled Library. We have counterspell now. Sweet. I kind of wonder if this person is playing on mobile, because they're taking a while to cast like these 1 spells, which means that they're probably navigating the menus like weirdly. I personally also play on mobile every once in a while, and I can empathize with the struggle. Alright, so we got our opponent in top deck mode. That is what these kind of decks want to do. It's just a question of can they disrupt us before a 3 damage a turn gets them. If they keep anything in hand, I might as well just Thoughtseize it. Alright, it is a land. We find another memory lapse, so we are just kind of good to chill here. It's a boring way to play the game, but when we've locked our opponent out like this, we are just fine to chill. I'll Bowmasters now because this makes my 1/1 a 2/2. Now we do 4 turns. Soon to be 5 a turn. It is a 2-turn clock now with memory lapse held up. That has to be a board wipe, and it is not. Here's a Ragavan that we can dash. That means we actually get their Meridian thing as well. 3. We'll do this because why not? We'll actually get to conjure something onto the battlefield, dude. And we'll end turn. Seems like we got them here. We have our whole board, and they have whatever they just top decked. Feeling pretty good about this one. Not sure if they're just fumbling for the concede or they might just rope us out here. Regardless, that was a very clean game 1. Okay, nice. They're just killing something. Understandable. They were taking the honorable way out and letting us swing in. Thank you, opponent. Good games. And yeah, like I said, very strong game 1. I think we played that one pretty well. We were able to demonstrate a pretty clean advantage there towards the end. So it feels good. Let's try to do the same in round 2. Here we go. Alright, here we go. This is round 2. We have an Unmoored Ego here. I'm probably not going to know what to hit with that. We have a Delver of Secrets, though. If we can find some lands, Snapcaster into either of our counterspells is a pretty strong play. This is essentially a 5-card hand, though, because of Unmoored Ego and Counterspell. I'm going to mulligan it. I think I mulliganed into a much better hand. Mono, okay. I have seen a interesting version playing Kumano. This would signify mono red, but I'm kind of trying to remember what I was playing against. I remember it being a very interesting deck. Well, I can't remember exactly what I was thinking of, so we'll just be surprised all over again. Or this could just be mono red aggro, who knows. Interesting. We'll get hit by a 3/3, that's okay. What's his deal? Can't block. When he is dealt damage, exile cards from the top of the library. Interesting. We'll reveal Counterspell here, and we'll shock this in. We have a Bowmasters out for next turn. If they attack in, I'll trade with Insectile Aberration. And actually, I could also, if they attack all the way in, I can Bowmasters kill Etching, Insectile Aberration kill Feldon. So do they play pre-combat? Or do they play anything pre-combat is my question. Oh, they're deciding to just go in. That's fine. Alright, so I'll just go ahead and Bowmaster's trying to ambush the Kumano. Unfortunately in red, they're not going to have a lot of card draw. It's going to be mostly exile. Alright, what do they have here? They're killing my Bowmaster. I'm confused what my opponent is trying to do. Block. Block. You may have some card advantage. Enjoy. We're just passing through until our next turn. It is all up to our opponent here. They are in the driver's seat. It's a lightning strike to keep the Kumano alive. Quite interesting. They actually hit something that they can play off of 1 mana. That's so surprising. 1 Swift Spear. Okay, there it is. Blood Crypt gets me a Ragavan. And then we hold Bowmasters. So we are looking for 1 more blue mana source here in order to be able to Snapcaster back our counter spell. As is the Snapcaster Mage is just a 2/1, so it's not the best. They're gonna kill 1 of my Bowmasters, fine. I imagine they just attack in with Etching, trying to trade with my Ragavan. They must have another counter, or they must have another damage spell. What do they play in this deck? Play with Fire, Lightning Strike. Not super powerful cards. I imagine Lightning Bolt is in there too. Ancestral Anger. Alright. Guess I don't care too much about that. Them having Trample's not the worst thing in the world. We'll just try to kill the Kumano this turn. And if they only attack with Swift Spear, I could be okay with this. This just deals opponent and Planeswalker damage. Okay, that's fine. You know, I could just counter this right now, and then not have to deal with a Kumano on the battlefield eventually. Let's do that. I'll trade Ragavan for the other Etching. We'll take 5 here. It's going to start getting pretty dangerous. We've dealt with a large majority of our opponent's cards in hand, though, so that's good. As long as we can deal with this Monastery Swift Spear, we should be able to right ourselves. Hoping for a good draw here as well. Memory Lapse is pretty strong. That may end up needing to counter like a Lightning Bolt or something at our face. Orcish Bowmasters is probably not going to be able to trade for the Swift Spear, unfortunately. That is a sad truth. Another Feldin, wow, okay. He does come in with haste, sure. That is probably going to be traded with my Bowmasters. Phoenix Chick. I think I might need to kill that because I don't have flyers right now. So this is going to be Bowmasters trade for Feldin and Chick. Or I can do Swift Spear and Chick. This is a tough one. I think I need to trade with Swift Spear because they're going to have enough spells to make that thing too big to block. So I take 2 here, go to 5. Then later I can Snapcaster back and hopefully use that to also trade with Feldin. Alright, deal 1 to the Phoenix Chick. Opponent gets to kill my Bowmasters. Alright. And we're at 5. We'll have to see what we can do here. Now, I have the risky play of... Oh, wait. I was going to say I have the risky play of Snapcaster Counterspell, but I'll just use Memory Lapse instead. We'll keep a blocker here. Oh, okay. Well, I might just play Snapcaster Mage and trade with Feldin then. They swing in? Oh, right, that you can pay that. I did not realize that was an option. Okay, so we'll just Snapcaster. Won't be able to use anything off of this. Resolves, sure. Move to blocks. They'll get to exile 2, and hopefully they'll whiff on a land. we're holding strong here. They exiled two things that cannot be played right now. That Squee, though, can be played from exile, right? Oh, no, it's from graveyard. Alright, another shockland that we can't do anything about, and if we die to this 1/1, that's going to be sad. We need to find a creature, and we need to find it quick. Another Phoenix chick. It is actually a 2-turn clock. Wow. Do I memory lapse a Phoenix chick? Am I that desperate right now? I mean, it doubles the time I can stay alive. So I think I have to. This feels like a really bad play. My back is definitely up against the wall right now. I'm gonna have to just believe in the top decks. So what can I find here? I could find Shieldred, that would be great. I could find Demonic... I could find Demonic Tutor into Shieldred, that'd be fine. We have outs. Let's see if we draw them, though. If we draw yet another Shockland, that's gonna be a problem. Oh, an opponent just has the Lightning Strike to send us away. Alright, well, they took that one. Pretty interesting, just mono red, and that was enough for us. I think we kind of got unlucky with not finding too many creatures here. We got bogged down for sure with the first Kumano. That making their Feldon a 3/3 was actually like really annoying to deal with. Fair play to my opponent. That's a deck that works. That being said, that is our round 2. Let's hop into round 3. Here we go. Okay, round 3, let's go. We're drawing a lot of one-landers. I believe... I might actually be at 18 lands now that I think about it, so that makes sense. We'll keep 6 here, I think. Let's drop off a Ragavan, and then just see if we can get in there with a Ragavan, and then a Dragon's Rage Chandler, followed up by an Orcish Bowmasters. Oh, they've got a DRC of their own. Let's ask them about a trade. That's one they're probably happy to make. If I was them, I would do the same. No, we have a DRC with 1 in the graveyard. Feels good. We find blue here. Potential Kaido Shizuki next turn. Otherwise, it's Bowmasters. Alright, they take my Delver. Or my DRC. We can dash a Ragavan here. That's strong. Do I want a second blue? I think I do. Ragavan dashed. Ooh, can they Spell Pierce me here? They Brainstorm. Okay, that's fine. Good to know that they play Brainstorm. I'm going to want to probably hold up Orcish Bowmasters for sure. Alright, swing them. Well, that's a Ragavan. And Ragavan's back in hand. So we have our 4 mana here. We can probably do a lot of things. A lot of good things here. Opponent might be stuck on a 2-lander. Oh, they got their 3rd now. Interesting they're holding that up, but okay. I think I'll just play a... Well, if I play a Ragavan, then Bowmasters is going to eat my last treasure. Let's sit out a Ragavan. If they want to make me pay 2 for this. Oh, okay. Minor Misstep also works. Alright, we'll pass turn, hold up Bowmasters. Could end up getting blown out like this. Alright, so I'd love to see them cast their 3rd Brainstorm here. Okay, definitely not casting Bowmasters into that. Brave can be tapped. I am pretty complacent here to just pass. If they Brainstorm end of turn, I definitely Bowmasters. Bolt at face, rather that go there than at a Bowmasters. Alright, they just send it back. I'm down. We got backup Bowmasters now. That's cool.
Like I say in all of these situations, it is just totally fine to sit and stare at your opponent until one of you guys has a creature on the battlefield. Alright, let me go to my turn. Here's a Bowmasters, take out your DRC. You gotta counter that, and then I go for second Bowmasters. Okay, just give me this anyway. Even if they remove the Bowmasters, it should be able to deal damage, since the trigger is on the stack. Crap. Okay, fine. That is an... Oh, I have a second Bowmasters for a reason. Oh my gosh. Fine. Alright, so we are going to be taking the L on that one. And, sure, we'll go to our turn. Here is a Watery Grave. We're going to shot this one in and get a Kaito Shizuki out, if they allow me to do so. Let's move to combat and swing. If they do block here, I can try to blow them out with Bowmasters. Deals 2 damage. They do have Delirium, right? Oh, and yeah, this is unnerfed to Unholy Heat. This deals 6 damage. Yeah, that's okay. Kaito Shizuki will die here, but I'm hoping that they block with DRC. That would be ideal.
You caught me.
Cool, here's Bowmasters. See if this can blow them out. Ooh, we got it. Alright, sweet. So now we are left with the Bowmasters after that interaction. So it's notable that they have Unholy Heats in their deck. That's 2 of them so far. That will be able to take out my Shield Grid if I decide to play it. Ragavan not dashed. Interesting. Let's dash ours. Move the combat swing. I could find another Bowmasters. Yeah, I'm going to Demonic Tutor right now for a Bowmasters. Auto pay while they have no cards in hand. We'll take out the Ragavan. Okay, so now we have 3 creatures and they don't have any. We can also start dashing Ragavan if they don't find anything off the top here. This is good. Here's Ragavan with dash. We also have Brainstorm coming up. Counterspell, do we care? We can see if we care. Let's look for a counterspell. Okay, so we have nothing that we want. I'll take the Delver probably then. I guess neither of these we really want to be on the top, so it doesn't matter. We'll keep the DRC to draw next turn. Here is Delver. Here's a swing for 3. And now we've got a race where the clock is on our side. Mishra's Bauble, they get to see our DRC and draw another card. Yep. Wow, okay. Opponent gives it to us. That was a close one. They were definitely step in step with us for a long part of the game there. Otawara did what it needed to do. Unholy Heat, super strong card. I almost want to be playing it in this deck, but, you know, we do have a pretty good thing going with Lightning Bolt. I'd definitely maybe split these. It's up to you guys what you're trying to play. With Lightning Bolts in the deck already, I kind of don't feel like I need it, especially since they're only 2 damage for like a good majority of the game. I feel like even with my DRCs, I don't really hit Delirium that like reliably. So it's kind of a risk to play that card, but you know, pretty decent Is It Delver build there. Nice job. Anyway, that was our round 3. Let's hop into round 4. Here we go. Alright, it's round 4. Let's see what we can find here. This is a risky one, that's for sure. I don't think I want to keep double Thoughtseize, especially off of 1 land. This is better. Brainstorm, Watery Grave. That's a good turn 1. I guess I just drop either Ragavan or DRC. Get rid of the DRC. So we shock in Watery Grave and then hold up Brainstorm. Okay, so they're duressing us, so we will use Brainstorm to try to hide something useful on top of our deck. Let's put Bowmasters back on top. Probably also Ragavan, if I'm being honest. It is notable that we didn't find a land, though. That's a problem. So we'll have to fetch red off of Fabled Passage, which means that we only have 1 mana here, so we can't really play anything in our hand. I think these are probably the 2 cards that I'd like to put the most, so I'll put those on top. It doesn't really matter the order. So out of this, I don't know what they take. Probably DRC. Demonic Tutor, that's fair. So we'll shuffle away the Bowmasters. I think I would like a Ragavan the most. And now we can dash Ragavan and then have a mana up for DRC. Alright, let's give it a try. Alright, no instant speed interaction there, that's good. Let's get our DRC out to play. Now we got a couple of things they gotta deal with. I'm down to keep dashing this Ragavan as long as they don't have anything to block it. Okay, do they take my Ragavan here? Ragavan is clearly the best card. Does give our DRC Delirium, though. Wow. So what were they doing? We just saw Hand Hate, really. And they were in Jund. Maybe just sort of some Jund control deck, I don't really know. Either way, we did take it there. Let's hop into our round 5. Here we go, one more. Alright, here we go. This is the final round. We get to lead off with a Thoughtseize and then follow up with a Brainstorm the next turn. I think that's fine. Then we'll have our red out of Fabled Passage. Pay 2 life. Thoughtseize, what you playing with? Mono black. We're down for Foreboding Fruit. Davriel, Feed the Swarm. Interesting. Creature or enchantment. This is kind of good. Davriel's really annoying. Well-Gotten Inheritance is also kind of annoying. I don't really have a way to deal with enchantments. I can deal with a Planeswalker just fine with my bolts. Get rid of that. I don't think I see anything that I really want to hold up Counterspell for, but we do have the opportunity now. Their turn 3 might be a Davriel. Davriel starts at 3 loyalty, is it? So I'd be able to bolt him right away. Play a Delver first. Actually, I could set up a Delver kill. Okay, so they just go in for Davriel. So what I think I'll do then is just Brainstorm, set up a flipped Delver, and then use that to kill Davriel.
Make this quick.
We'll discard a Lightning Bolt, I think. Well, what we'll first do is Brainstorm. Set up the top of our deck. Yeah, we're definitely putting back a Lightning Bolt. Let's put, it doesn't really matter the 2 spells that we put on top. We'll just go like that, sure, and then we'll discard a Lightning Bolt.
A mind is
Bolt.
a terrific thing in 2 ways.
Alright, we will reveal. And we will attack in. And then let's hold up a Lightning Bolt in case it matters. We go to 12, which is not great, but it's fine. Now that we have the mana on the battlefield, we'll be okay. Sunscorched Desert. Alright, didn't really clock that one as something we needed to watch out for, but good to know about. Let's see what happens. They're gonna Feed the Swarm. Okay. Is this worth just counterspelling? I think it might be. Let's try it. Another kill spell? Narrative Foretell something, okay. So, Fabled Passage could... This could get me a lot of stuff. We have blue, we have black, we have red. So, I probably want another black spell.
I can Demonic Tutor for Shieldred and play it next turn. I'll definitely attack. Did they play their Sign in Blood yet? Foreboding Fruit. Oh, there it is. Yeah, I'll Demonic Tutor for a Bowmasters, I think. That's probably the better one to do right now. End turn. So we might be able to blow them out here if they spend their turn to cast that. The Foretold card is probably the Exile creature Planeswalker spell. Alright, we'll hold our Lightning Bolts up since we have 3 damage a turn right now. This will find blue. Alright, we keep going in. Turgid's Shadow, sure. Good thing I didn't play my Bowmasters. I'm just waiting to blow them out with this Foreboding Fruit. Nice. There's Bowmasters. We'll end up with a 3/3 it looks like. That can resolve. Yeah, they're taking a lot for those 2 cards. Sweet. We can hit them to 6 here, and then drawing a Lightning Bolt just ends the game. I think we'll just hold this and kind of just be reserved. If they play a Planeswalker, we can deal with it. Otherwise, it's for a turn that they have not answered for like about a turn and a half, so maybe there's a chance that Bowmasters and Token sticks around. We'll take another, that's fine. We got 3 mana here and 1 food. Alright. We can Demonic Tutor here for Shieldred, I guess. Or Kaito Shizuki. I can play Kaito this turn. Do that. Swing in. Gotta make sure you hold up that Lightning Bolt in case they have a creature to block. Alright, here's Shizuki. Cycling Desert. Okay, that gives me another Bowmaster's trigger. And then we'll go ahead and just start drawing cards since we've already attacked. We don't need the little 1/1 unblockable. Find another Bowmaster, so it's feeling pretty good right now. I'm just gotta close this one out. They're gonna have some sort of removal, but honestly, I don't think it's going to be enough at this point. Interesting. Power word kill, sure. And is there another one for the existing Bowmasters? They just hovered over Kaito Shizuki. This deals to target opponent, so I don't really care about that. This goes in tapped, swing in, draw card. For Rainstorm, we can draw a bunch of cards. Probably put one of these bolts back on top. We have triple Bowmasters. Let's put 1 bolt, 1 Bowmasters on top. Bolt draws first. And yikes. I hope that they play some sort of draw spell. So they can't hit me to 5 with Ill-Gotten Inheritance. That is a thing to remember. This is a closer game than it would initially appear. I technically have them at 4. Bloodchief's Thirst. It's fine. I have lethal otherwise, I think.
Mission's compromised. Time
They're
to
at
go.
10 life, basically. So if they do anything that prevents them from sacking the food next turn, I should be fine. Oh yeah, right, we have double lightning bolt. They're at 4. Yeah, we should have this. Bowmasters. Damage. They sack their thing, sure, and then here's another Bowmasters. And then I will attack in and double bolt. Sweet. So we sequence everything correctly, and we're going to get the win for it. Alright. Ended out strong here with our Grixis Delver deck. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. I thought that it was a lot of fun to play. These kinds of Delver decks are really, really cool. Really only get to see those in like Legacy, maybe Modern. Probably just Legacy, actually. But at any rate, playing here in the no ban list historic format, these are a lot of fun. It would be pretty cool if we got to play with them permanently at some point, but I think with the power level that comes with them, it might be a little bit until we're at that point. But who knows? There's power creep happening all the time, so maybe we'll get there one day. At any rate, if you enjoyed the deck, you can always find a deck list for it down in the description. And if you enjoyed the video, you can show your support by dropping a like on the video or commenting. And if you're new here, you can also show your support in one final way, which is by subscribing to the channel, and that helps me out so much. That being said, hope you guys had a good time watching this one. Hope you had as much fun as I had playing it. That being said, that's it for me, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.